Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to That's Football. We're live for the Saturday afternoon games and I hope you're all doing well. Looking forward to them. Hope you are as well. It's a banger of a Saturday actually. Some really good games. West Ham have just drawn with Newcastle, so that's a good result for United. It's a good result for Spurs. It's a good result for Arsenal. Arsenal are playing at 3 o'clock against Brentford. Chelsea are away to Palace. Liverpool home to Norwich. Donny van der Beek playing against Southampton for Everton. And of course, there are other games as well. I think Burnley against Brighton's a big game as well. And Villa are playing somebody. I forget who Villa are playing. Villa are playing Watford at home. So lots to look at, both at the bottom and in the race for top four and in the race for the title. So yeah, it's very rarely we get a Saturday afternoon 3 o'clock kickoffs that are so much with so much going on. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hope you're all here as well. Live for the 3 p.m s. Join in the chat. Chill. Join in the chat. Let me just put my tweet out. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We're going to go through all the team news. There's a raft of team news to go through because there's a lot of games to touch on. I quite like, to me, this reminds me. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of young Goldbridge. I wasn't called Goldbridge then. Young Goldbridge, probably about 12 years of age. Stepdad's out playing football. Mum's down seeing the gran or probably something like that. I don't know. House to myself. Get the Subbuteo out, move the coffee table, get the Subbuteo out, turn the telly on, soccer Saturday, and loads of 3 o'clocks. And we don't really get that very often these days. So 3 o'clock on a Saturday, it's better for the Championship really. It's better for European football than it is. But it's definitely an exciting one today. So let's go through the team news that we've got for you. We'll start off with Arsenal-Brentford. We're going to be keeping... I'm not going to say we've got featured games. I think Arsenal-Brentford will be the most featured one because obviously it's about United in the race for top four. But I'm eager to keep an eye on Everton against Southampton. Obviously, Palace against Chelsea could be quite interesting. Liverpool-Norwich, you'd expect that to be quite straightforward. So, Man City-Tottenham, got no interest in it, to be honest. No interest at all. I think it's just it's not even a big game. I actually think Everton-Southampton's a more interesting game than Man City-Tottenham because Tottenham are going to lose. They're crap. They're really crap, and Man City are really good, so just a waste of time. Anyway, Ramsdale, Schwarz, White, Gabriel, Cherney, Odegaard, Partey, Xhaka, Saka, Lacazette, Smith-Rowe for Arsenal. Obviously no Martinelli because he got sent off in the last game. Pepe apparently is a new man, according to Arteta. He's feeling confident, so let's see if he gets on the pitch. Brentford, Raya, Asia, Janssen, Pinnock, Canos, Jensen, Norgard, De Silva, Henry, and Mbuma and Wizza. No place for Ivan Toney, who I suspect is injured. Not 100% sure on that, but if anyone in the chat can let us know about that. Toney is not playing for Brentford today, and he is not on the bench either. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Faye says, let's go Brentford. And Spurs have beat City 3 out of the last 4 games, says Jason Fox. You're living in a dreamland, Jason. You're living in a dreamland where Foxers rule the world and you're talking crap. Leicester ain't winning the league and Spurs ain't winning at City. He is injured. Thank you very much to Lewis and Harry. He is injured. And I just want to give a big shout out as well. If you're into Formula 1 watchalongs are coming to this channel. Super Bowl was great last weekend. Loved it. And calf injury, says Ben Brown. So, Crystal Palace against Chelsea. It's at Selhurst Park. Gator, Klein, Anderson, Gale, Mitchell, MacArthur, Coyote, Schlupp, Ollies, Ayew and Zaha. Obviously, the lad who's been on loan, I forget his name. I don't know why I can't think of his name. I've had a complete and brain blank, but he can't play because it's Chelsea or his parent. Conor Gallagher can't play because it's his parent club. So that weakens them straight away. Eze is on the bench. Chelsea's team, Mendy back from his African nations win. Christensen, Silva and Rudiger, Ziyech, Sarr, Jorginho, Kante, Havertz, Lukaku, Pulisic starts. So Chelsea revving up now. Champions League football coming up for them this week as well. They're looking strong. Let's go to Anfield next. Let's have a look at what the team news is there. Alisson in goal, Gomez, Matip, Van Dijk, Tomiskas. So if you were thinking about Robertson or Trent, neither start. Midfield 3 of Oxlade, Chamberlain, Henderson and Keita. Salah, Mane and Diaz as a front 3. The bench contains Thiago, Fabinho, Konate, Minamino, Robertson, no Trent at all. And then Norwich, Gunn, Aarons, Hanley, Gibson, Williams, Gilmore, Norman, McLean, Sargent, Pookie, and Rashika. Rashikaka. So let's go to Southampton. Some United fans will be very interested in this. Forster, Walker-Peters, Bednarek, Salisu, Livramento, Armstrong, Ward-Prowse, Romu, Elenisi, Broja and Adams. Good team, Southampton. Good team. But Everton, rub your hands together if you're a United fan. Pickford, Coleman, Holgate, Keane, Kenny, Gordon, Allan, Van der Beek. I said Van der Beek. Make no mistake, it's Van der Beek in the midfield. Iwobi, Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison. That Everton, I think that's going to be a good game. I think Everton-Southampton's going to be a good game. Everton are looking strong. I mean, it's not going to be a good game in relation to the race for top 4 or relegation. I just think it's going to be, in general, quite a good game. Which leaves us with... I mean, do you want me to do the team news for Villa, Watford, and Brighton, Burnley? We may as well. We don't discriminate here. We don't discriminate here. Van der Beek. I said Van der Beek. Van der Beek. Make no mistake. He's Van der Beek, and he's playing in the midfield. Anyway, Dele Alli is on the bench for Everton. He's not starting. Probably should be a little bit careful because I've still got my stitches in. So, Aston Villa against Watford next. Team news. Martinez, Cash, Chambers, Mings, Digne, McGinn, Luis, Ramsey, Bundia, Ings, Coutinho. I mean, that Villa team stuff. I mean, you know what? I do look at Everton, and I do look at Aston Villa, and I do see teams that maybe next season are going to be even stronger. You know, they're playing against Ben Foster's Watford, Firmino, Cathcart, Samir Kamara, Sarr, Sissoko, Lusa, Cleverley and King and Dennis as their front 2, which leaves us with the last game of the 3 o'clock kickoffs. This is one that Burnley need to start picking up points. We'll look at the league table in a minute. But Sanchez, Lamptey, Veltman, Duffy, Cucurella, Bissouma, Lallana, McAllister, Modur and Welbeck and Morpay. Morpay up front. And then Burnley, Sean Dyche, Pope, Roberts, Collins, me, Peters, Lennon, Cork, Brownhill, McNeil, Cornet and Weghorst up front there. Obviously, if you're looking at the bottom of the league table at the moment, you'd see Burnley. They've played 21 games. They're 1 point behind Watford, who've played 23. They're 3 points behind Norwich, who've played 24. But the biggest problem that Burnley have at the moment is they are a massive 8 points away from safety. They have got 3 games in hand, but they're 8 points away from safety. So Burnley in the shit. Everton, Newcastle on 22 points, Leeds on 23 points, and Brentford on 24 points. In the race for top 4, West Ham drew 1-1 with Newcastle at lunchtime. They've played 26 games. They've got 42 points. They're 1 point behind Manchester United, who played a game less. Manchester United currently in possession of the 4th place cup with 43 points, but they've played 3 more games than Arsenal. If Arsenal win today, they would be 2 points. They would be 1 point behind Manchester United with 2 games in hand. And Manchester United play tomorrow against Leeds. Wolves are actually in 7th place. They've got 37 points. Tottenham down in 8th with 36 points. In fact, if Brighton win today, they can go level with Spurs despite playing lots of games. Obviously, Chelsea, they're looking quite good. Chelsea, I think a couple more wins for Chelsea and they'll just start to solidify that. Got a really itchy nose. They'll solidify that 3rd place. Liverpool got 54 points. They're 7 points behind Manchester City, but they have got a game in hand and they've got to play them. So all they can do is just keep on winning. That's all they got to do. Keep on winning. Zayn Miasi's got his cup of tea out. Arsenal need to win today. West Ham drew with Newcastle. I don't want to be disrespectful to West Ham. I think they've had 2 really good seasons, but I just do not see them as a contender for top 4. I just don't. I don't see it. I really don't see it. I don't. I'm out tonight, so I won't be doing a Caen versus Watchalong. It's Saturday night, people. Saturday night. You know, Saturday night. I ain't staying in to watch the boxing. Who's 9? But yeah, sorry, they're 9 points behind Manchester City, but they've got a game in hand which takes it to 6. They then play Man City, which could take it to 3, which makes it squeaky bum time. But we are going to be keeping an eye on Everton, Steve writes. I know it says Chelsea and Palace and Arsenal and Brentford, but the reality is I'll probably be keeping quite an eye on Everton. So yes, let's just make that clear. But we'll have all the updates, and we'll have people in the chat giving you updates as well across England and Europe, across the world. Anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in. Get your chats in. If you want a super chat, we'll read those out. You can do that through the $sign. You can also give us a subscribe for free, bottom right hand corner. Get involved with the channel. That's football becomes that's formula. It becomes that's American football last week for the Super Bowl. It becomes that's racing when we do Formula One stuff. Lots of stuff on the channel, but mainly the most important thing about this channel is everybody's welcome. Get involved in the chat. Dallas is injured, Mark, for Leeds. Oh, we'll beat Leeds tomorrow. Tune in on United Stand to watch United beat Leeds. We've got too much talent. Too much talent, Manchester United. Oh. Thoughts on Potter becoming another Moyes? Moyes was also doing pretty well at Everton before joining United. I think Potter's a really good coach, and I don't think Burnley will get anything out of Brighton today. But I think he's a really good coach, but I don't think he's ready for a Man United job. I think he needs to go to I think an Everton would have been good for him, but Lampard got it. I think a Villa job would have been good for him, but obviously Gerrard got it. I think the Spurs job would have been good, but Conte got it. The interesting thing is, and I would pose this question because we are 18 minutes away from the 3 p.m. kickoffs. Riddle me this, riddle me that. Why did Potter not get the Everton, Villa or Spurs job when all 3 jobs have come up for grabs in the last 3 months? He's perfect. He's perfect. Leicester would be good as well. That's the only one that's really left. Even the Newcastle job. Newcastle, Everton, Villa and Spurs jobs have been up for grabs in the last 4 months, and Potter's not been given any of them. What does that say about the knowledge of owners and directors of football? I don't think it says a lot, because I firmly believe, and this is why I do a lot of these streams, is because I firmly believe that football fans, no matter who you support, with the exception of some Arsenal fans, are quite learned, and probably more learned on the sport than people who actually own your clubs. And look, it doesn't matter. It's no skin off my nose if Villa get Potter or not, or if Everton get Potter or not. But I'm telling you now, if I was the chairman of Everton, I'd have been all over Potter. All over him. Like a rash. I would. I'd have got him. I'd have offered him what he wanted. Because, look, Lampard will probably do a good job. But the only reason Lampard's getting the Everton job over Potter is because he's a social media king and he used to play for England. Like, Potter, for me, is clearly the best English manager. There's nobody who can hold a flame to him. There is no future in our team, especially if the Glazers stay in. There is only 2 youngsters in our team, says Callum. I think he's talking about Man United there, but thanks for the super chat. And Will Fleming says Goldbridge is so obsessed now we're quite good. Who am I obsessed about, Will? Because I'm telling you now, if you're talking about Arsenal, there's plenty of Arsenal fans that have been clipping me up over the last year. I'm not obsessed by Arsenal. I'll call you shit when you're shit, and I don't think that. I'm not the one printing the t-shirts off. You've got fans who want him out. You've got fans who desperately wanted Arteta out, who are now, struggling to find any level of relevancy because they're almost trying to rewrite history that, they were, Arteta out. And they're now going, wow, he started doing the things I said he should do. No, I guarantee Arteta was sat there with his plan for Arsenal. He went on YouTube and went, he's right. And they're wrong because some Arsenal fans and some football fans like me actually saw what Arteta was doing when some Arsenal fans wanted him out. I could see what Arteta was doing. He basically came into a team that was a mess. He basically played part of the bus and hit on the brake to get the results, and they won an FA Cup. And then gradually he's moved away from that because that's not how he wants to play, as he's brought the players in that he wants. And now you're starting to see an Arsenal in the vision of Arteta. But what some Arsenal fans couldn't open their minds to was that when Arteta was grinding out these results by parking the bus and hitting on the brake, which is what Solskjaer did at United for 3 years, they were like, we don't want this crap. Arteta out. We don't want this rubbish. We don't want it. Get rid of it. We don't want this part of us rubbish. And Arteta, and it was like, well, he's clearly. It's like, do your homework. It's not my job as a non-Arsenal fan to do your homework. Do your bloody homework. Like, did Arteta sit next to Pep for how many years to play part of the bus? No, he was clearly doing it to get results. So I think Arsenal. I mean, I don't want to say this because it might cause Arsenal fans some stress, but technically they are the favourites for top four. I don't think there is a favourite for top four at the moment. I think it's too early to sort of predict that. But technically they are the favourites for top four, because if they win, they've got no Europe, they've got no cup competition, and if they win their games in hand, they will get top four. So, you know, whether Arsenal fans like it or not, I never would have put you in a top four race. We don't talk about those Arsenal fans. They make me feel like an insane person for accepting a loss or draw, says Ian Pleasance. And hey, Mark, are you going to watch the NBA All-Star game tomorrow, says El Gerard. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm just focused on today, mate, really. But if you're going to watch it, enjoy it. James says, I bet Spurs will beat City. They won't. 3-0 at least. 3-0 at least to City. Carnor Brook, Mark, says Shahid. You know, in relation to that, I've got to be honest. It's not a fight that really excites me that much. I think it's neither of them are at their best, and whoever wins, I don't really think it really solves the question of who in their prime would win. Neither of them are in their prime anymore. I mean, it's interesting, but I mean, neither are at their best anymore, are they? Grizzly says Spurs are done. Well, I think if you were a betting person, you'd probably say that it's going to end in tears with Conte, which is what many people sort of said anyway. I don't know what's going on with my nose. It's just started getting really runny. When Harry met Gary Neville, coming soon, says Mark. Yeah, I guarantee that's coming soon. Actually, he's done Declan Rice, so United will be on the phone. Gary, come on, do it for Harry. He's got a British passport. We need some positivity. Get him on the overlap. Come on. Mark, Potter for the England job. Something you'd like? Mate, there's a lot of managers I'd take for the England job. I really would. I don't rate Southgate. What's your thoughts about next week's Carabao Cup final, Chelsea or Liverpool? I can't wait for it, Amir, because you know, it's a sad state of affairs that you have as a Manchester United manager. That not as a Manchester United manager, as a Manchester United fan, it's a sad state of affairs because you know, we're not in that final. We're never in these finals, it seems. So I'm, you know, quite. I mean, it'll be on this channel. It's not going to be on the United stand, but I'm quite looking forward to. I'm quite looking forward to that. You know, Chelsea against Liverpool. It's a cup final as well. I know it's the Carabao Cup, and I know the Carabao Cup is the least of the trophies in England that matters, but it's still a chance to win a trophy. And, you know, technically Chelsea or Liverpool, it might be their only trophy that they get a chance of winning this year. You know, the league could go to Man City, which leaves FA Cup, which could go to Man City, and the Champions League, which could go to somebody else. So it'll be a big game, and I think it'll be an interesting game as well. Harry left his passport in Greece, says Tom Charles. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. And Maguire episode's already been done. We were joking, Shub, to be fair, but part 2 maybe. Mark, what's your opinion on how expensive the tickets are for United versus Leeds? Says Lewis. I think that, look, I don't really have a place in this because I think that the away support of any club is fantastic, and certainly the away support of Manchester United is. But I've had dealings in this sort of thing. Obviously, we've United Stand's been doing like fan vlogs for years now, and I know the difficulties of getting tickets for away games. The club system's not great. It's not. And there's a lot of people selling tickets and making a living out of selling tickets at all clubs. I don't think the system's very fair. And some people want to go to every game and will pay silly money for a ticket that face value could be 60 quid. You might be paying 250 quid for it. And that's not the club who's making that money. So for me, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't see why somebody who's got a United ticket can make 200 quid on it on face value. You know, it's not the club doing that. It's these individuals, and you know, people call out touts and that, but they're mates with a lot of them. they don't like certain touts, but then they'll have mates who are doing it. Mark, TUSFC is like West Ham, struggling in regulation 2 sessions ago. This season trying to get top 4. Of course, TUS have Goldie to win the FA Cup too, says David Gabriel. And thanks, David. It was a good episode yesterday. Controversial episode yesterday. Mark, would you take Wenger for the England job? Yes, he's better than Southgate Day. I think we should bring in Hansen in the summer, Mark. Proper Maguire replacement, proven Premier League captain who can hopefully lead us to glory, says Rahul. Yeah, I'm not feeling it on TUSFC at the moment. I just need a couple of days off. I'm absolutely gutted about the injuries. The team's in a hard place, so I've sent them off to Blackpool for the weekend and told them just to get pissed and enjoy life, and let's come back on Monday. What do you think of Lampard at Everton, says Brian? I think it's interesting. I think he will do a good job. I don't personally think he's as good as Potter, but I do think he'll do a good job. And I was quite impressed with Lampard at Derby, but Everton's a very difficult job. New manager bounce, etc. But it's a very difficult job, Everton. I mean, look, I'm all for it. I think the more competitive the league is, the better. Southampton are playing Everton today, and Southampton are a good side. Brighton are a good side. There are teams that are never going to be in the top 10 that are good sides. But then you've got these Newcastles, these Evertons, these Leicesters, these Aston Villas, who I think are hungry to come through and compete, as well as Arsenal, Spurs, Manchester United. And obviously you've got the elite clubs, Liverpool, Chelsea and Man City. So, Mark, do you think Xavi will work out at Barca, says Abdullah? I think he'll work out better than it was working out. I don't really understand Spanish football because Barcelona lose Messi because they can't afford him, and then they're buying players again, aren't they? So I'm not 100% sure how that actually works, but they're it is what it is, I suppose. How long till the other leagues catch the Premiership up, says Mark Series? I don't think they do. I think that's a good question. We're right when it's away from kickoff, so I'll quickly answer it. I don't think any other league can compete with the Premier League. I think if you're a fan of the Premier League, which I am, then our league is going to be the best league in the world for at least 10 years. Because that's how long I think it would take. Spain, they made a mistake. They basically let Barcelona and Real Madrid dominate all the TV money, and they became the superpowers. Greed is not a good thing in football. It has to exist, but the way they built the Premier League, actually, Man United could be. I mean, what's the point in United being richer than they are? They just go to the Glazers anyway. The way they structured the Premier League has really allowed other teams to be competitive. I think what will happen is I think Real Madrid can still win the Champions League. Barcelona can still win the Champions League. PSG, Bayern Munich can still win the Champions League. Maybe an Italian team, but they can't create a league that's better than the Premier League, because the dominancy of the Real Madrids and Barcelonas and Bayern Munichs and PSGs in their domestic league has destroyed their domestic league. So I think we will see a time where the Champions League is won by Real Madrid again, and maybe for a few years, but they will have to quest out as individual teams that they don't seem to be very interested. I mean, for me, the Premier League isn't as big as the Champions League, but it's not far off. As an entity, it's great. The Premier League is just fantastic. So, I didn't see Rangers versus Dortmund. No, a few people have asked me about that. I didn't watch it. Scratchy, no. But am I right in thinking that Dortmund didn't play their first team anyway? I only heard that from a couple of people. I mean, they could have been completely talking out their arse. But we will have a timer. Yeah, we'll go off. We'll go off the Arsenal time. So yeah, we will have a timer. Let me just get my earpiece in so we can listen in and stuff. Lots of matches going on, lots to keep up with. That's the way it's going to be. I'm moving, I'm coming, can you hear what I hear? It's calling me, my dear, out of reach. Take me to the beach. Scatchy says it was a good game. So, get your predictions in the chat. Let's just start whizzing through who wins today. Arsenal, Brentford. We'll start chucking out some polls into the chat. Could be a draw. I mean, look, from a United point of view, I hope Arsenal bottle it and get a draw. I'm not sure they will. I think they'll have too much for Brentford. I still believe that Brentford could get pulled in to the race for to the relegation battle. I might be wrong. I might be right, but I just think that it could happen. It's raining. The weather's not great anywhere, to be fair. Let me get my... there we go. There we go. I think Liverpool will beat Norwich quite comfortably. I think Chelsea will beat Palace quite comfortably. It seems ages since Chelsea actually played in the Premier League, doesn't it? And I think that Arsenal will win. I'm trying to think who else. I think Brighton will beat Burnley, to be fair. I think Villa will beat Watford. I think Everton and Southampton might be quite an interesting game. Possibly a draw there. Well, Chelsea are 4 points ahead of United in 4th place, and they've got a game in hand. So there was an opportunity. If United had not dropped all their points against Burnley and Southampton, they would have been level with Chelsea. They could have pulled Chelsea into a bit of a battle, but Chelsea been away and they've not lost any ground at all. I do like the Arsenal training, that tracksuit top, by the way. I'd never buy it, but if you can see an Arsenal training top, it's like a dark red with black. It's lovely. Absolutely lovely. The badge on it ruins it, but yeah, it's one of the nicest Adidas tracksuits I've seen. Donny does start, says X. He does start, and hopefully he'll have a good game. Hopefully he'll run that midfield again. We're on the road to 617,000, by the way. We're on 616,600 subscribers. So please subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner, and you can be part of That's Football. We are live with lots of watch-alongs. We've got Champions League next week. I couldn't do it this week because I had to have a mini operation, but not an operation on a car. It was on me, but yeah, we will be back next week with that. Right, 68% of the poll are saying that Arsenal are going to win. No Tony and no Ericsson for Brentford. Yeah, I do think Brentford could get pulled into this. They've got 24 points, which is a lot. You know, they're 10 points ahead of Burnley. But I still think you need 38, 40 points to stay up. And that's what I think Sean Dyche will be looking at. So, you know, even Leeds could get pulled into it. I don't think they will, but Brentford have played a lot more games than everybody else as well. Nobody's played more games than Brentford in the league, apart from West Ham and Man City. You know, we need to get all these games in hand played as well. I don't know whether you saw it as well. Arsenal have hardly played any Premier League games in February, and yet in March they're playing 3 games in 6 days. Only the Premier League could do that. Only the Premier League could behave like that. It's ridiculous, really, but it doesn't surprise me. United can't get pulled into the relegation battle, Mo. Definitely not. Definitely not. Right. Hi, Mark. Do you think if Donny keeps playing well for Everton, he could still have a future with us? Or are we just putting him in the shop window now, says Mr. Dan United. Look, I really hope Donny van der Beek keeps playing well for Everton for a number of reasons, but none more so than him. I think he's had to sit and wait for game time at United that he never should have had to wait for. Even if you just take last week's performance, he's way too good. Way too good to be not playing games when Fred and McTominay are starting. So, yeah, I hope that Donny van der Beek does well. I do. Mark, you should look at... yeah, I could do that, Charlie Slade. It's hard, though, because it depends... I don't know. They've not even released everybody's full fixtures, really, have they? Do I think Tottenham will... if I was a Tottenham fan, I wouldn't watch Man City. I'd book into go and play darts or go and watch a film because you're just wasting your time. You're definitely going to get beat. You know, Spurs against Man City was a game that I was thinking about doing a watch-along for, and then I saw the 3 o'clocks and I was like, I ain't wasting my time on Saturday evening watching Man City stuff Spurs. That's what's going to happen. Mad how no one picked up Odegaard after the Real Sociedad loan, says Dev Singh. Yeah, well, you know, a lot of Arsenal fans wanted to get on the back of Edu, and actually your recruitment's really good. It's quite an interesting point actually. I saw something yesterday about how I can't remember who it was. It was either the Athletic journalists or something like that, and basically what we said, we just started the 3 o'clock kickoff, so let me just get the timer on the screen here. Basically, a lot of journalists predicted that Arsenal had the worst summer transfer window and that Ramsdale was one of the worst signings, and I just think it's rather interesting really, because actually Arsenal signings, Ben White for 50 million, he was never a 50 million pound centre back, but I don't think anybody's really talking about it. Ramsdale for 25 million seemed a lot of money for a Sheffield United Championship goalkeeper, but again, nobody's really talking about it. So I think Arsenal surprisingly have had a really good transfer window. Adrian says Arsenal are going to get battered today. Morning from Portland, Mark. Who's 11 outside top 3? Oh, I've done this before, Astral. I can't really do that at the moment. But I'll probably... Well, De Gea would be in goal, unfortunately. Not Ramsdale. Ramsdale's done really well for Arsenal. Yeah, definitely done really well. And I think he's just he's more authoritative than Leno, so he brings more to the team. What was the best goal of 2021, Mark? I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I get asked questions and I really don't live that sort of life. TUSFC is back on Monday, Bobby. Monday at 3 o'clock. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. We're on the road to 617,000. And Tomiyasu's done alright. I think he's injured at the moment. Norwich did score, but it's offside. Everton have started well against Southampton. Afternoon, Mark, says Logan. Afternoon, pal. Hope you're well. Fraser Football says Brentford will probably win. I tell you what, it's a big game for the. It's a big game this in the race for top 4. I think Arsenal play Wolves on Thursday at the Emirates. If they pick up 2 wins, they're going to be in a very good position. For F1 predictions, Ryan, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. Long season, but I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. Rons says that Gerrard's a better manager than Potter. And what's your predictions for the games? I think Arsenal will win 2-0. And I think Chelsea will also win 2-0. Van der Beek just had a shot from the edge of the box. I thought it was going to go in. Donny with a shot from the edge of the box. He positioned himself quite good. Edge of the box and shoots wide. Arsenal, the only team not to concede from a corner, says Ian Pleasance. You've set yourself up there, Ian. Well, actually, there's VAR going on at Southampton. I think it's going to be a penalty to Everton, this. Richarlison's going mad, apparently. I think they'll give it. Romu's hand is out. Stretched. This should definitely be a penalty. Lampard's relaxed. Barry says it should be a penalty. Oh my God. Not given. Not given. Well, a lot of people in the chat saying it was a stone wall. Sam says, how's it not a penalty? I'm trying to think of... I'm trying to think about... Southampton just had a good chance. Yeah, I mean, you think about the one that West Ham gave away with Cresswell. Do you think Arsenal went for Arteta because he came with a plan and the model of how to run a sustainable club like with Man City, like Ralph did with RB, says Josh? Yeah, probably. I think they were quite impressed with what he's done. Arsenal very much on the front foot. Southampton, Everton looked like being a good game. VAR is ridiculous. Arm is outstretched. Clear penalty, says John Barnes. Definitely a penalty, says Jack. And we'll do some polls at half-time. Yes, Fairfield. Southampton very lucky, says Rainbow Bomb. Stone wall is a word that we're seeing definitely in there. Refs are so inconsistent. And I think that's the problem. John's just said it there in the chat. The refs are so inconsistent that it makes it really difficult to understand what's actually going on. Because I think a lot of people felt that was a penalty for Everton. And the fact that it's not being given is... it's just that lack of inconsistency, isn't it? Brentford are giving it a bit of a go at Arsenal here in the first few minutes. What we had, 7 minutes, and Ramsdale nearly getting caught. But UGN, first one to say it wasn't a penalty. But definitely a penalty, says Adit. And Charlie says, best league in the world with the worst officiating. It's just inconsistent, mate. Like, there's no point in having VAR if you don't know the rules yourself. And it feels like we go into each weekend and different referees and VAR referees have different interpretations. Whoever's in charge... Look, I'm no referee, but I wouldn't mind being in charge of the referees, because every Monday morning I'd have a meeting and I'd show them and I'd say, right, that Southampton incident, that's a penalty. I don't want to see no penalty next weekend for something similar. That is a penalty. His arm is out, the ball's hit the arm. I don't care whether he's moving it away or not. If his arm was in an unnatural position, he wouldn't have hit the ball. He's realised his arm's in a position where he can give a handball away and it's caught him. It's a bloody handball. Just give a handball. And it's these inconsistencies that are frustrating, to be honest with you. Brentford player's just gone down. I got back up. What is the rules of the game? Where is the manual? Well, they interpret the manual differently. This is the problem. I'm all right, Stephen. I hope you're well. Logan says different refs, different decisions. Arsenal side netting. If Sky's takeover bid of Manchester United had not been blocked in '98, how different do you think things would have turned out? Says Glenn Chaplin. You can't live in the past, man. You can live in the past, but it would have been a very different world, wouldn't it? Because Sky, what would have happened with the TV rights? Southampton Everton's a good game anyway. It's end to end. No goals in any of the games yet. No, Ben, you're right. How's your side marked, mate? Says Pavan. I took so basically I had the operation. They put a bandage over the top, and then 48 hours you have to take the bandage off. So I mean, I'm not going to show anybody on live on air, but I've got 4, you might be able to see it, 4 stitches along there, but yeah, it's not bad. It's getting better. It's getting better, man. It's getting better, man. Boom, 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 boom. Pulisic has missed an open goal for Chelsea, says Zuno. It doesn't hurt when I eat. I was crying in bed last night. You forget about it, and I reached over behind my bedside table, turned my body and to turn the plug off that was charging my phone on. and I thought I'd ripped my stitches. I'd put my body into a stretch position that I never should have done, and it was in absolute agony it was, but luckily it didn't break it. Anyway, back to the football, and no goals in the Prem, but Everton Southampton's a good game. Arsenal pushing against Brentford, but Brentford obviously going to set themselves up to hit on the break. Rudiger's the best striker in the world. Well, he hasn't scored, has he? He almost scored a worldie, says Victor. Burnley have started well, says Billy. So Rudiger's almost scored a worldie for Chelsea, but didn't. Ericsson, I don't think he is on the bench. I'll just double check for Lacazette's diving around like Tom Daly as usual. Ericsson. No. Not on the bench yet. Saw Fulham lost to Cardiff. That was a bit of a shock. Lunchtime kickoff. No, Huddersfield beat them 2-1. Derby County playing Peterborough. Need to get a win today. Brentford doing a lot of defending early on here. I watch games from Italy. Sorry, I watch games from Italy. Sorry, mate. That was a super chat I was reading. I watch games from Italy. So Alligator says, I watch games from Italy, Spain and Portugal. Only Premier League VAR this bad. A lot of inflated egos on these officials. Infuriatingly inconsistent. That was from Alligator. And Lacazette has scored, but I think it's offside. Mark, if you had to choose between top four or United to win Champions League, if only Liverpool wins the league, which one would you go for? That was from Lowell. If you had to choose between top four or United to win the Champions League, if only Liverpool wins the league, which one would you go for? Well, I'd probably go for United to win the Champions League if Liverpool win the league, then win nothing. Yeah, Lacazette's offside. Maguire's lying so much he's Boris in disguise, says Alex G. They could have had a penalty for a foul on Ben White, Arsenal. But they're pushing hard here, Arsenal. They're pushing hard. Lacazette's had an offside. I think they should have had 2 penalties. VAR is having a bad day. I've just put a tweet out here. So they reviewed both Arsenal. I don't know whether they looked at Arsenal's potential penalties, but Van der Beek tracking back is so fast. I've never seen a United player other than Bruno track back like that. God knows what was happening behind the scenes. Says Sharath Math Fitness. Totally and utterly favouritism, basically. That's what was going on behind the scenes. Favouritism. Mark, if you had to choose between Liverpool or City to do the treble, which one would you go for? Oh, Lul, stop with the... I'm not answering them anymore. I appreciate the super chat, but I'm not answering... That's your last one. If you do another one, I'm not answering it. I'm not living in some weird alternative universe that I've got no control on. Would I rather Liverpool or City win the treble? I mean, it's basically like, would I rather eat shit or drink piss? It's like, I'm not doing either of them. Like, I'm not. In fact, I'm not answering that question, because then people will go, "Oh, he'd rather City win the treble." I don't want either of them to win it. I've got no choice. I've got no power in it. I don't want it to happen. Chesterfield are beating Solihull Moors now. That's your fault, lol. You've caused that. Van der Beek is so much better than any other midfielder we have, except for Bruno and Pogba. He's in that category, says Don Dada. There you go. I'm not living in a multiverse, Sam. Just not doing it. What am I doing tonight? I tell you what, I'm going out for a meal tonight to a restaurant in a West End town. Call the police, there's a madman around. No, I'm going out for a restaurant to a lovely steak restaurant. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not massively into steak, but this restaurant does beautiful steak with a lovely, what's the sauce? Chimichurri sauce? Oh yes, give me some. Give me some. Diaz goes close for Liverpool. But we've got no goals in the Prem yet. Southampton get a free kick on the edge of the box. That can be dangerous with Mr. Ward-Prowse about. Get well soon, says James, and happy birthday. Thank you, mate. And not doing Man City versus Spurs. I've said it about 5 times, but you might be new. Not doing Man City against Spurs, because I think it's the biggest waste of time. Biggest waste of 2 hours this weekend is watching Man City dominate Spurs. I don't like... Look, I've got a lot of respect for Pep, and I thought the way that they won in Lisbon midweek was fantastic, but I don't enjoy watching Man City pass the ball about for 90 minutes anyway, and I certainly don't enjoy Spurs defending, so I would rather paint my fence in the wind and rain than watch Spurs against Man City. Is Graham Potter a fit for United? A good fit? No, he's not, Omar. Too soon. Too soon to go from Brighton to Manchester United. He needs to go Brighton to Everton or something like that, or Leicester, something like that. Leicester would be a good job for Potter, actually. I don't know what their plans are with. I don't know what their plans is with. Good shot by Ward-Prowse, tipped wide by Pickford. I don't know what Leicester's plan is with Rodgers, but Potter would be a good appointment. It's not my birthday. It's a joke. People just do it. It's not my birthday. Paul says Tottenham have won the last 3 out of 5. Mate, I don't need a weatherman to tell me it's pissing it down. If you go off stats like that, you're a prat. Have a nice meal, says Alpha Gaming. I mean, what sort of logic is that? Oh, Spurs have won 3 of their last 5 against Man City, so they're going to win. They've also lost 3 of their last Premier League games playing crap, and Man City are in top gear at the moment. So I think I know which stat I'll look at. And people will go, oh, they'll go and win now. They won't. They won't. What are your opinions on Tuchel? Would you have him at United if he wasn't at Chelsea? Yes, I would, Alfie. Yeah, I mean, I think he's a better manager than what we've got. Are you going to watch Khan versus Brook tonight? No, Saturday night, mate. I'll be out. I'm with it. I don't stay in on a Saturday night watching bloody TV. Yeah, I'm out and about. I'm out and about. It's Saturday night. Saturday night, dance. I like the way you move. Do you think West Ham could win the Europa League? Says Andrew. Tell me who's in it. I'll tell you. I'll tell you no lies. Nothing like a birthday steak, Mark, says James. You're bantering the chat, James. I'm gonna let you do it. I'm not bothered. I'm going to the same restaurant as you, Mark. Can't wait to see you, says Yazza. Yeah, looking forward to it, mate. Tell us the name of the restaurant then. And Norwich just cleared a goal off the line, says Sam. I can't believe we've been watching for 20 minutes and we've not had a goal yet. Wish I was taking you out for dinner, says Goldbridge's Fangirl Society. Well, we can arrange it. We can arrange it. We've got nearly 10,000 watching. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We're on the road to 617,000. We're only 400 away. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Got loads of this type of content on this channel. Everyone can get involved. Thanks everyone who watched the video I put up yesterday about Carragher and Ronaldo, by the way. Really good comments. You know, I like that sort of a video where it generates debate. You know, some people agreed with me, some people agreed with Carragher, but the comments were really good to read, so thank you everybody. I read a lot of them. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We could do with a goal here. Mark, would you rather take Poch or Ancelotti, says Danny Doritos. Good question, Danny. I probably would get. I'll probably, you know, if it was 10 years ago, I'd have took Ancelotti, but I probably would still take Poch over Ancelotti. Arsenal getting closer and closer, but it's a corner. You know how Glazers like to make money, says Lele. It keeps the brands happy. Do they know they could do the same thing whilst also having a successful team? They could, but they don't want to, Lele, but you're right. Lily White here. Should I spend money on a drink at the pub just to watch my team get battered? Or pretend like the game's not happening? If I was a Spurs fan, Nathan, I'd still go to the pub. Nothing should stop you going to the pub. But, yeah, you're not going to win, mate, unfortunately. Can you do the Koulibaly rap for my nan, says Liam Carrington. I can't even remember the Koulibaly rap. It was something like Kalidou Koulibaly, pockets Firmino Armani, Kane, Salah and Vardy. He can't pocket himself. Don't party. I can't remember it. Liam. Can't believe you just turned 25, Goldbridge. Happy birthday. Hope the steak is cooked perfectly. Medium rare, I presume, says Ian Plaisance. I do normally go medium, yeah. I do, yeah. I don't like rare. What would happen to the world if Norwich beat Liverpool, says Connor? I think I'd laugh. It's 1-0 to Burnley. Burnley, Weghorst. Harry Potter's mate. He's done it. Weghorst. Hagrid's son has scored for Burnley. It's 1-0. Wout Weghorst. There you go. Weghorst scores for Burnley. Get in a fucking bin, Goldbridge. For Burnley. 1-0. First goal of the evening. First goal of the afternoon. Welcome all. Burnley have taken the lead against Brighton. And it's a 1-0 game. Let me just confirm that that's actually happened and I've not been bantered. Chelsea's very boring, says Gregory. It wasn't a header, you know. It wasn't a header. Cut back, edge of the box, smashes it, near post glitch. Weghorst. It's so funny. I don't actually mind Weghorst being good now because he's already played United. But it's so funny. I do FIFA career modes and it must be about 3 or 4 years now. Most years he ends up at Burnley quite quick. So FIFA's got it right there. Mark, I'm a lifetime Arsenal fan. We're rebuilding. The project and plan is in place and we cleared a lot of deadwood. Hopefully your owners will wake up soon and miss the old rivalry game of the early naughty, says Nelly. You know what? I disagree with you, Nelly. I agree with you most of that, but I disagree with you on one bit. I personally think the prime Premier League era was 98-99. Your 98 double team was really good and obviously we won the treble, but we pushed each other in both those years and that was the prime sort of era for me. Because I think if you say it's the early noughties, well, United won the Premier League 3 years in a row. We won it 99, 0 and 2001. And I think after that we were sort of rebuilding again. I am going to watch Batman, yeah. So 0-0 in a lot of the games, but Weghorst has scored the goal. Chesterfield apparently 2-0 up against Solihull Moors. Over Christmas I lost contact with what was going on in a lot of the other leagues, but I don't think Solihull Moors are. I think the best they can hope for is playoffs. Do you think Donny will take us back? Says Richard. It's bittersweet seeing him play for Everton. I don't know whether United will take him back. He's only just joined Everton, but he seems to have settled in quite well. Right, I'm going to have a little bit of a stretch here. Let me just... I'm just going to turn the camera off while I do it because I've got no pants on. I have really. But no, I'm not. I'm going to get something. I'm going to get my phone. So I may as well just stretch while I do it. I need to get up and stretch a little bit more, because it'll be good for my... recovery. So... there we go. You don't get this sort of thing on mainstream media. Big test for Arsenal, though. This is a game that could easily be a 0-0, and you can't afford to drop points in these sort of games if you want to get 4th place. Mark, would you rather talk to animals or speak all human languages, says Lul. Oh, God. Just ignore. You answer the question if you want to. He's the king of irrelevant chat, Lul. Can I get your early World Cup winner prediction? Also, do you think our boy Ronaldo and Portugal will qualify, says the Achilles. I'm just going to be boring. I'm going to be boring and say... France and I can't remember what your next question was. Do I think look, we'll be doing a watch along for those late in March. Italy against Portugal for a place in the World Cup. So I just think it's really, really unfair that Southampton want a handball here. If they get one, it's a joke. I think it's just really wrong that Portugal or Italy will not be in the World Cup. And people can say, well, it's their own fault. But it's not actually. It's the draw fault. Because if you look at the other World Cup playoffs, Scotland could play Wales for a place in the World Cup. So why the fuck are Italy playing Portugal? So it's the draw thing. I don't think it's fair at all. But you could say, well, they should have qualified from their group. Yes, they should, and they go into an open draw. But I still think it's stupid. And anyone who says, well, it's fair, it's fair. I think the World Cup's a worse place when you don't... I hate it when big teams don't qualify for the World Cup. I want as many big teams in it as possible. I don't want to see fucking Wales in the World Cup ahead of Portugal or Italy. It's a waste of time. Sorry to the Welsh, but it is. But it will be a very interesting game because Ronaldo will have played his last World Cup already if he doesn't qualify. And I think Italy are a good team and I think Portugal are a good team. But I actually think Italy will win because I do not rate the Portugal manager. Richarlison's down injured. Jack says Italy should automatically qualify because they won the Euros. Yeah. Let's go Poland, says Rudy. When Arsenal's last game was a week and a half ago against Wolves, wasn't it? Playing Wolves on Thursday night, actually. I'll do a watch along for that. Oh, Odegaard's just hit a good shot, but keeper was diving. I think he might have got a hand on it. I've never really been a comic reader, Mike, to be honest. No. England is shit, mate. He's basically saying England have had 2 top 4 finishers in the last major tournaments, which they have, but we're crap. I'm not. What's the top 4 finish anyway? It's like finishing 4th. Like, when I was a kid, no one ever used to talk about who finished 4th or 3rd. You barely spoke who. Liverpool won the league. Man United won the league. No one used to go, oh, such and such finished 2nd or 3rd. It's irrelevant. You either win a tournament or you don't. 2nd place is the 1st place loser. It's the bloody fair play trophy, isn't it? Oh, at least you tried. Apparently Weghorst has got an injury, says Joshua. I tell you what, if Burnley were to beat Brighton, and it's a long way to go. There's an injury at the Arsenal game. It's a Brentford player who's gone down. If Burnley were to beat Brighton, that would be a massive 3 points. Mini Beast, I think qualification for the World Cup in Africa is really, really, really hard, isn't it? I don't think they get enough places. How many places do they get? Weghorst is okay, by the way. And Southampton have just had a corner deflection cleared off the line. They get 5 teams from Africa in the World Cup. Jay says that Max Aarons definitely plays better for TUSFC than he does for Norwich. Well, we saw the potential, gave him some Goldbridge training, and he's done all right from it. Weghorst has had his gravel, he's all right, says Eduardo. They should have scored, Southampton. It's not a deflection. It's I think it's Liveramento, who is literally about 2 yards from the goal line and hits it straight at Pickford. Thank you for the super chat, Mikael Roach. And Mark, do you think that Ralph is lying to us that he's in charge and not Fletcher or Arnold? I think Ralph thinks we're stupid. His last comments prove it, says Rudy. I mean, there's contradiction in all walks of life, but I think where I questioned Ranić yesterday was when he said that there was some unhappiness in the squad, but that's been resolved since people left on loan. And I was like, only 2 people left on loan, Donny and Martial. So you're trying to say that Donny and Martial are the ones that have caused all the problems, when the reality is that we know Lingard wanted to go and was forced to stay. So that's not, everybody's not okay. Which club does your wife support, says Darshan? Well, I always joke that she supports Arsenal, but she says she doesn't because she's from down south. She's from Surrey, so I always say she's an Arsenal fan. I'm not convinced she is. I don't think she really supports a club. The only time really she gets any interest is in the World Cup and the Euros. Everybody dance. Big up to yourself, mate. You're killing it on every platform. Thanks, Man United Hodge. Somebody just said what we're doing for subscribers, Mark. Well, we're on the road to 617,000. I will tell you what we're at. We're 300 away, so bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Get involved with the channel. Everybody's welcome. Saturday afternoon 3 o'clock kickoffs. We ain't got any bloody goals at the moment apart from Weghorst for Burnley. Ralph is a yes man, otherwise Donny would play more, says Rudy. Well, there's still struggling to see. I mean, I'll put the tweet out, but another game for Donny. And it's again stunning how he was never given a chance. But I mean, you know, you'd have to be a United fan to understand what I'm about to say. Our midfield's crap. Like, it is crap. Ward-Prowse and Romu are probably better than McTominay and Fred. So Donny van der Beek is playing against Ward-Prowse and Romu, and he's having a good game again with Alan. And it's just a massive question mark why he was never given a chance. Would you rather take a last-minute penalty against Donnarumma or Mendy, says Lul. I'm not answering it, Lul. I'll ring it out. I'll read it out, but I'm not going to answer it. Super Bowl was last week. If you're waiting for my Super Bowl stream, you're going to be unlucky. You could watch it back on a replay. I'm not doing Khan versus Brook Watchalong. I'm going out, Ishmael. It's a Saturday night. I don't want to offend people, but I'm not staying in at 9 o'clock on a Saturday night to watch boxing. Fuck that. Southampton at the moment are the team pushing closest to get a goal. Mazoom says you should go Mendy over Donnarumma because Mendy's not that good at penalties. I'm stunned we've not had any goals yet, apart from one. I think Norwich are definitely getting relegated, Nats. 100%. 100%. Norwich and Watford, for me, are going down. Southampton are pushing hard here. Bednarek's just headed one onto the bar. I think he might have been offside. Oh, Slow Sports news from Andrew. Peterborough have had a red card. And they're playing Derby County. So if you're interested in Rooney and his miracle survival battle at Derby County, they're playing Peterborough today. And they've had a red card. And we've got a Liverpool goal here. A Liverpool goal. Let me see what we can do about that. Let me confirm it. Have we got a Liverpool goal? Don't trust the chat, is what I say. England players like the ones in United like being second best because it makes them the underdog, says Chris. I don't know that there is a goal. I think it might be offside. The shot comes in, hits someone in the nuts. I think it hits Henderson in the nuts. And then it drops to, I think, Van Dijk who scores. But it looks like it's offside. So it's not a goal. It was offside. Van Dijk, offside. Slow Sports News, no goal. Offside. Mike Dean. Play on. Bristol are beating Middlesbrough 1-0. Cardiff are losing to Blackpool. Derby and Peterborough 0-0. I'm looking forward to having a few drinks tonight. I've had a hard week. I've had my stomach cut open. I just need some steak and drinks. Yes. Arsenal trying to get a penalty here. Now then. I think the inconsistency is going to hit here. John Moss. John Moss. It's no penalty. They've not given it. They've not given it. I just don't go. I don't get what's going on. No penalty. I mean, to me, is it not the same as Is it not the same as? Oh my God. VAR is crap. Absolute crap. Inconsistency strives again. I mean, it's good for United. I'm not going to pretend it's not. But Burnley are 2-0 up. Burnley are 2-0 up here. Let's just double check that it is actually 2-0 to Burnley. I think it is. Playing better than United. It is 2-0 to Burnley. We're not messing about. It's 2-0 to Burnley. It's Voot again. There's a bit of argument going on between the goalkeeper and the centre-back for Burnley. For Brighton. But keeper... I think the defender and the keeper didn't see eye to eye. Things are happening now. I don't think the... Oh, that was nothing to do with it. Who scored for Burnley? Brownhill. Brownhill scored. I don't think it was Voot. It wasn't Voot who scored. I think it was Brownhill. Or was it McNeil? I think it's McNeil. Someone tell us in the chat. I think it's McNeil who scored. But it's 2-0 to Burnley anyway. No one in the chat seems to know. Oh, it's Brownhill who scored. Voot assist. So it's 2-0 to Burnley against Brighton. I mean, I'm surprised. Brighton played very well against United the other night. So I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised indeed. What are you surprised about, Goldbridge? What are you surprised about? Potter, he ain't the best. He couldn't wipe my arse with my gravel. He could not wipe my arse with my gravel. Best English manager, Dyche. Simple as that. And that's me saying that. And I am Dyche. Brownhill anyway. And Brighton are on a bit of a Brownhill themselves. They're playing crap. Controversial, I'd rather get Potter than Poch, says Rudy. Well, he's losing 2-0 to Dyche at the moment. Imagine working for Man United and making declarative statements like Donny can't play in a six and Donny doesn't have the strength to be a starter, says Alligator. Exactly. And hi Mark, happy birthday. And also just want to congratulate on having a new kid on the way. Burn in the oven, says Gary. Okay. Neither of those things are true, but thanks, Gary. Well, we're approaching half time, and it's quite interesting because Arsenal, I think, should have had at least one penalty, and they haven't had one. Brentford players are going down injured all the time, and somehow Everton and Southampton are 0-0 as well. So yeah, lots going on. But the big story at the moment is that it's only Burnley. I mean, how much would you get for that? How much would you have got for betting at half time? There'd be 2 goals out of 6 games, and the only teams to have scored would be Burnley. It's amazing, really. Amazing. I've just realised something as well. I've just realised something that I need to do. Smile, an everlasting smile. A smile will bring you near to me. Don't ever let me say... I'm still here and I'm still talking to you and I can still update you, but Brian said that Liverpool might have scored. I don't know. I can neither confirm or deny it at the moment because I'm on the way to plugging something in that will help my stream. That I should have done before. I should have done it before, but I didn't do it. Mark Goldbridge has forgotten to plug in his Wi-Fi. And if he hasn't done it now, the stream is in danger of extinction. But he's plugged it in, and now we'll be back live with Mark Goldbridge. We're back. Good. Hi Mark, I just landed a massive new job with the promotion. I listen to your content daily, even while at work. Cheers, pal, says Chris. Thanks, pal. Well done. Congratulations. Rio on Donny loan. People have told me he's been so good that people are saying that midfielding United must be playing world class, as Webath. Arsenal haven't scored. There's not a goal at Liverpool either. Liverpool are looking threatening though, says Horn. Watch the horse racing, says Thomas. Nah. I'm moving, I'm coming. I've sang that already. This is the last time you'll ever see. Thanks for all the super chats, by the way. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Who would play better football with Man United, Potter or Deitch? Well, Rudy, it's obvious. It would be bloody Deitch plays basic football. It's effective, but it's basic. Brighton play proper football. It's half time, Southampton and Everton. I think we're just about to hit half time in all games. Only goal scorers are going to be Burnley. Chelsea game's boring as well, says Bradley. Well, I've just tweeted it out there, and it basically describes the situation. We're at half time. There are 6, count them, 6 Premier League games going on, and at half time, the only team to have scored is Burnley. Bloody Burnley. Well, I'd applaud them for that. They're the only team to have scored, and it's half time in all these games. Arsenal's still going on, to be fair. Do you enjoy horse racing, says Joe? I have done a Grand National watch-along in the past, but that's probably the only one I watch. I used to watch the Cheltenham Gold Cup as well, but I got quite sad when the Gold Cup winner, I think it was synchronised, then died a few weeks later on the Grand National. So don't get attached to horses, really, is my lesson, especially for horse racing. What am I going to drink tonight? Red wine goes to my head, makes me forget everything. That's what I might drink red wine. So Brentford have not scored. Wrestling is real, says One Love, and wheels are falling off at Brighton, says Drawty. We're 200 subscribers away from 617,000. By God, we're going to hit it today. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. And whatever you're doing today, tonight, I hope you have a good Saturday night, because I'm enjoying this Saturday afternoon stream, even if it's 0-0 in every bloody game. 2 goals in 6 games, bruv, says Mavin. I know. I feel that we need to do a bit of an either-or to get things back on track. So I'm going to do an either-or here. And it's going to be a manager either-or. And it's going to be an interesting one, because it's going to be either-or, Conte or Arteta. Get in the chat. We do this at half-time. Zamiasi's just joined at the right time. And thought you said that these would be good games, says Logan. Well, they are good games in the sense that the results are good for United. If Brentford get a draw against Arsenal, it's a very good result for Manchester United. Should have watched the Burnley game, says Vandy Candy. Conte surely wins. I'm not doing a Man City watch-along, Ben, and I know you've been here when I've said I'm not doing it, because there's better things to do in life than watch Man City dominate possession and beat a crap Spurs side, and that's what's going to happen. My birthday's in April. Can I get a shout out, says James? Yeah, but it is February, James. Happy birthday for your birthday in April, which is 2 months away. Conte is blasting through that. The reason I threw it out there was just to sort of say, you know, would people take note of the modern scenario? So, and obviously they wouldn't. VAR is, I've got to say, VAR has been a disgrace. Again, I'm fed up of talking about it. I'm sure nobody wants to talk about it, but I do think that Romu's handballed it in the Everton game. They've said no handball, and I do think that the Brentford player has done it as well, and that's been ignored. So I'm not here for that. I want to see some consistency in football. And Arteta out, says Rasmil. We're 0-0 against Brentford. Arteta out. But no, I think VAR is again. It's the refereeing decisions are just a shock. They really are. FIFA's back on Monday. Horn. We need some recovery time. So we'll end the poll there because Conte's winning 72% easy. Conte with Arsenal squad gets top 4 easily, says Rudy. Interesting. Okay, let's do another one. I'm going to do either or. And we're going to do... Let me think. I'm trying to think of a comparison. Okay, this is a good one. This is a really good one because it could go either way. And will people be biased because of the teams they play for, or will they look at the talent? Ask your community. They're both Portuguese. Bernardo Silva or Bruno Fernandes? Who are you going to go for? Arsenal have been good, JB. Yeah, I do feel that if Brentford are going to get a draw out of this game, I'd be very surprised. They've played very defensive, and you just think that at some point Arsenal will get that goal. We've seen many a game like this at the Emirates over the years, and Arsenal tend to get the goal around the 60-minute area. So how about either Donny or Scott McTominay, says Salah Ahmed. Well, I'll tell you, Salah Ahmed, you are making a very, very big mistake because Donny is way better than Scott McTominay. I tell you now, Batman, that Donny van der Beek is better than Scott McTominay. So I normally do Michael Caine better than that, to be honest. I'm disappointed with myself. I do normally do better than that. As a United fan, this is disrespectful to Silva, says Jordan. And Conte with United squad beats Chelsea for top 4, says Rudy. I think Rudy is a big Conte fan. I do think he is a Conte fan. So, Bernardo Silva is winning this at the moment. We've had 3,000 votes, though, but it's 60% to Bernardo Silva and it's 40% to Bruno Fernandes. If you've got any either-or suggestions, I'll run it as a poll. We've done Pep and Klopp before. I'm not doing Dan James and Rashford Jordan. Rashford's better than Dan James. Clock, pal, says Logan. Thanks, mate. Sorry, let me just stop and reset. So 0-0 in all the Premier League games at half-time, apart from Burnley beating Brighton 2-0, which is a real surprise. You can still vote for Bruno. It's coming down a little bit. Hey, I like this one. I like this one from Donny. Okay, so we'll end the poll. Bernardo Silva got 60%. Come here, mate. Come here. We're going to do that Italy-Portugal one. See you later. Okay. Bye. Love you. So we're going to do that one for definite. We're going to do... This is sort of to do with the World Cup, either or. Either or. Italy. Well, I'll remember your votes. I won't. There'll be too many of you. Italy or Portugal, who's going to the World Cup? Technically, both might not go to the World Cup, but both can't go to the World Cup. They'll probably play each other in a playoff. Who is going to go to the World Cup? Italy or Portugal? Italy or Portugal? Toast or bread, says Winky. Toast or bread. Depends what you're doing with it, really. If you put in a slice of toast... Well, to be honest, that if you check out YouTube and Goldbridge's best sandwich ever, it contains toast and bread, and that's why it's the best sandwich ever. Bowen or Saka? I like that one. I do like that one from Barry. Barry Scott. Slow Sports Barry. Barry. Bazza. How deep is your love, Bazza? Barry Gibb. Barry White. Barry from EastEnders. That's what they should do. If I had a radio show, I would give away £1,000 a day, and I would phone people up and say, right, you've got 10 seconds to name 7 Barrys. Starting from now. Barry from EastEnders. Barry White. Barry Manilow. Barry. I've blown it. Portugal versus Italy is a hot poll. It properly is. It's 50-50 with 3,000 votes in the house. Right, I'm going to give myself 10 seconds to name 7 Ians. Ian Beale, Ian Wright, Ian Culverhouse, Ian. See, it's not as easy as you think. It's not as easy as you think. Goldbridge or tie, says Logan. Come on, there's levels to this game. I don't get involved in any of that crap anymore. I've ascended it. Maybe not in reality, but in my mind I have. Ian Rush, yeah. Barry Potter, says James. Let's do Steve. Steve Bull. Steve McQueen. Steve from Coronation Street. Steve. See, I only get 3, and then I just blank. I brain blank. Fried versus scrambled eggs, says Marcus Lard. Will you be doing any Six Nations this year, says Reese. It's the weekend off, isn't it, Reese? At the moment. Anyway, we've had 3,877 votes, and I can tell you now that when I end this poll, Portugal have won it with 52% to Italy's 48%. That's probably the closest poll we've ever had, and we've had 4,000 votes. Right, the next one, either or. I'm interested in this. Bowen or Saka? Who are you going for? It's a good one. It's a good one, that is. Raheem Sterling or Gnabry, says Roanoke. I'd go Gnabry, and that's not because I don't like Sterling. I just prefer Gnabry's directness. Jordan or O'Brien. Might be some NBA fans in here, says Ivan. I doubt it. We've done Kent or Goldbridge, and Goldbridge won, although at the moment it would be Kent. Rio Ferdinand or Maldini? Or you need to scrub up on your footballing heritage there. No, I'm sorry. Rio was a very good centre-back, but Maldini is on a different level, I'm afraid. That's like comparing Zidane to... I don't know. Zidane would be Maldini, and Ferdinand would be... Lampard? Yeah, I think that's a good one. It's like comparing Zidane to Lampard. Lampard's a very good player, but he ain't Zidane, and Ferdinand was very good, but he ain't Maldini. Never in a million years. Saka's actually winning this poll at the moment. Saka is winning at Sterling or Gnabry, says Roanoke. Slow Sports News. Live. Slow Sports News, let's go to the poll at half time. We've got Saka against Bowen. 46% are going for Bowen and 54% for Saka. Is that because we're doing an Arsenal watch-along and there's a lot of Arsenal fans watching the show? Or is Saka actually better than Bowen? I like Bowen. I wouldn't mind having both in the same team, to be honest. Yeah. I'd like to do this actually. Either or. I'm just going to do this, and I know who's going to win, but I actually don't think it should be a landslide. So Rice or Jorginho, who would you rather have as your holding midfielder, Rice or Jorginho? For me, if they were the same age, I'm a big fan of Jorginho. I think he runs the game fantastically well. He won a Euros, he won a Champions League, Goldbridge with Proctor is a loser. Proctor goat. Oh, sorry. Goldbridge without Proctor is a loser, says Rudy. And do Rashford, Sterling, Son and Mane, says Pedro. Rashford, Sterling, Son and Mane. You want me to do a four-way, Pedro? Pedro wants me to do a four-way. Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that. Well, Jorginho's not even popular with Chelsea fans, so it wouldn't surprise me. Please subscribe, by the way. We're only 100 away from 617,000. We've got a good road trip for you tomorrow. Actually been to Ellen Road. That's on United stand. Yeah, 100 subscribers away from 617,000. So please subscribe. Bottom right hand corner, get involved with the channel. The disrespect to Jorginho, said somebody there. He's losing to Declan Rice. Declan Rice. City versus Tottenham Watchalong, says James. No, 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 no. No, I'm not. It's not your fault, mate. I have been asked millions of times. But I'm not doing a City versus Tottenham watch. I had a choice today. I could do City versus Tottenham, or I could do the 3pms. And I stand by the 3pms because there's way more of them. And look, if I'm wrong on this, I'm wrong. I'm not right about everything. But for me, City will have 80% possession and win 3-0. Spurs are crap. City are brilliant. I've got better things to do. Go out and have a glass of wine. Red, red wine, you love me so fine. Red, red wine, all of the time. Red, red wine. Red, red wine. Mark, if Primo 8 and 99 played against each other, who do you have your money on? It's simple, Roy Keane, lol. That's the best question you've asked. Keep that sort of thing up. Roy Keane didn't play in the 08 team, he played in the 99 team, and I think that would be the difference. João Martino's contract runs out at the end of the season. Would you take him at United, says Joe. No, I wouldn't, Joe. He's about 40, Joe. He's about 42, Joe. He's about 48, Joe. Why would I go for Martino, Joe? He's past it, Joe. Wake up, Joe. Martino. At Manchester United, Joe. At 42, Joe. What you talking about, Joe? You're talking out your arse, Joe. No, I wouldn't, Joe. Rice won with 62% of the votes, and Jorginho got 38% of the vote. Right, I've got to try and remember this. Either or. Mane, Son, Rashford, Sterling. It's a four-way. Ask your community. We're up and running. Southampton games kicked off, by the way. Some of the 3 o'clock games have kicked off already. Put Abe or Alvarez instead of Proctor Goldbridge, and Kent scores 40% less goals. Proctor's crossing is unbelievable. I love Proctor, Rudy. I bloody love him. João Martino. Can he fix it? João Martino. Yes, he can. There you go, Wolves. If Wolves fans had a bit of creativity, you could use the Bob the Builder theme tune for João Martino. João Martino. Can he fix it? João Martino. Yes, he can. Arsenal game has not kicked off yet. I'm not doing another either or, but Fabinho, Rodri, Kante and Rice would be a good one, Marcus Laird. It would, yeah. It would. Mark, I've got a fantastic poll for you. Who's going to get a red card today? Xhaka or Partey? Says Ronald Jacob. Norwich have scored. I don't think they're joking. I don't think they're joking. I'm going to check. Arsenal aren't even back. Now, Norwich have scored. They bloody have scored. It's not a lie. This is not a drill. Live to Anfield. And Liverpool have conceded a goal to Norwich. He's on the attack in yellow. And you could say the defenders are wearing yellow. The fucking cowards. It's deflected in, you jammy Norwich bastards. It's 1-0 to Norwich. Norwich take the lead. At Anfield. I can't believe it, Mark. I can't believe it. That's what... Sit down, Carragher. Sit down, Carragher. That's what happens when you talk out your ass about Ronaldo. Norwich scored jammy goals. Blame it on Carragher. Blame it on Carragher. I said this yesterday. I said it today. On the way to Anfield, I said it. Carragher, it's going to be his fault if we lose to Norwich. I've got a bit Scottish there as well. But it's Carragher's fault. Talking about Ronaldo yesterday. He's fucking jinxed us. He's done it again. He's done it again. Carragher. It's Carragher's fault. He's jinxed us. It's embarrassing. Liverpool. Norwich. Can't really do a Scouse accent. It sort of drops in and out. But keep your eye on it. It was the Poundland De Bruyne Sargents who deflected it in off Matip. And it's 1-0. Somebody just said that Everton nearly scored. Arsenal haven't even started yet. Let's get the timer up and running. They have now. How come no one talks about Fabian Barthez being a United keeper? Was he that bad, says Shan. He was upside down, yeah. Everton, I think, had a goal offside. It was Rashika who scored. Rashika Kaka scored for Norwich. Deflected. I think it deflected off Matip. So Liverpool have got it all to do now. They've got it all to do. They're 1-0 down to Norwich at half time. Slow Sparks News says Manny plays. Donny's on fire. Your defence is terrified. Donny's on fire. No, Barthez wasn't terrible, but he wasn't Schmeichel or Van der Sar or De Gea. Donny's bossing it again, says Lee Millwall. Well, it's a big 45 minutes here because Everton and Southampton has been a really good game between two good sides, and Arsenal 0-0 with Brentford. They need a result themselves, and then you've got Liverpool are losing to Norwich. Norwich have just scored at the start of the half. Brighton are losing 2-0 to Burnley. I think the Villa game may as well have been on tomorrow because there's not been any updates from that one. And then Chelsea drawing with Palace, which is not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world for Chelsea if they don't get anything. Eric says, you make me dance, bring me up, bring me down, make me move like a freak. Donny van der Beek, Melody, Mr. Saxo Beat. Make me move, make me dance, bring me up, bring me down, make me move like a freak. Donny van der Beek. I know the song. Apparently Arsenal have scored. Smith Rowe. Oh, what a goal by Smith Rowe. Lovely goal. What a goal. Arsenal score. That is a magnificent goal. Very good goal by Smith Rowe. Not good for United. Can't celebrate it. Wouldn't ever celebrate it, but I can acknowledge it. And a very well taken goal by Arsenal, and it's 1-0 right at the start of the half, which they were probably worthy of in the first half. It was always about whether it was going to be one of those days for Arsenal. And look, he's a talented player, Smith Rowe. Cuts inside, bangs it in, and Smith Rowe. Brentford could go down. I tell you what, if Brentford go down, Captain Morgan, I want the credit. I don't want Brentford fans to hate me, but I called it at the start of the season, which was very easy to call. But then I was doing a filming for Driving with Goldbridge with Thogdad, Thogden and Incy in London. And all three of them wouldn't shut up about Brentford. Oh, Brentford this, Brentford that, Brentford this. And I said, I bet they'll go down. And they all had a little smug laugh and went, you're having a laugh. You're having a laugh. Look at what they're doing. you're talking out your arse. And I went, I'm telling you now, Brentford will go down. And I might be wrong, I might be right. Southampton have scored as well. The goals are flying in now. Southampton go 1-0 up as well. Is there a hint of offside? Romu, I don't think there will be. No, there can't. There's no offside. It's 1-0. It all comes from a defensive error as well. I don't think it was anything to do with Van der Beek, was it? Armstrong scores for Southampton. I love this. Sakwi says, Mark's so triggered when Arsenal score, you couldn't even beat Brentford. Mate, we just beat Brentford a few weeks ago at Griffin Park. You lost to Brentford on the opening game of the season, and I haven't said anything bad about Arsenal for a very long time. So I don't know where your head's at, but it's in a thick place because you're getting so many things wrong. Does Smith Rowe deserve an England call-up, says Dev? I think it's a difficult thing, really, because does Smith Rowe deserve an England call-up? Let's do a poll. I need to just let me just tell you this. Son won the vote, 41%, 36% for Mane, 8% for Rashford, and Sterling got 15%. So Son won that vote. But England call-up for Smith Rowe. And I suspect most people will say yes. But it gets to a point where it's a bit like the right-back situation. You know, does Spence or Lamptey deserve a call-up to England? They're both two young right-backs doing really, really well. But you've got Reece James, I know he's injured, but you've got a lot of players playing. And, you know, Smith Rowe is very good. I rate him a lot. But Mount, Grealish, Foden, you know, there are others. I mean, he deserves it more than Lingard. I think we can all agree with that. Mark, watch PSG passing in the Champions League. Seriously concerned how Man United have fallen, says Channel E. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. Please subscribe. Got nearly 11,000 watching. Yeah, I was intrigued to see. I think Everton have made a sub at half time, haven't they? Because somebody said Andre Gomez got caught in possession for Everton, and I'm pretty sure he didn't start. I'm just going to check here. Yeah, he took Alan off at half time on a yellow card and brought Andre Gomez on. He's made a mistake. So, yeah, I don't know whether Alan was carrying an injury. Do you think Arsenal get top four? I think it's too early to say, but I think they have to be favourites for it. Mark, watch. Yeah, I've done that one. I mean, current Premier League table would put Arsenal a point behind United with 2 games in hand. There's lots of football to be played. I think if Arsenal beat Wolves on Thursday, which I don't think they necessarily will do, that would put them 2 points ahead of United with a game in hand. Psychologically, that could start to hurt United. So it's a big week for Arsenal. Liverpool are 1-0 down to Norwich. I know. Stop going on about it. We fucking know, mate. We know we're 1-0 down. We've all got fucking BBC website. Don't need you telling us, mate. We know. We know we're 1-0 down. We're trying to do something about it. Stop talking about it. I tell you what, it'd be a massive shock. Get on the edge of your seat if you want to, but it would be a shock. I think Liverpool will. It's whether Liverpool can win it. Whether Liverpool can win this or not. My Scouse is getting better, and you know why it's getting better? Because I've been watching that show, The Responder, with Martin Freeman in, and I was like, he's not Scouse, and he's doing a good accent. So I've been practicing a few hours a day, and it's getting better. I want to be in second series. It'd still be a surprise if Brentford went down, yeah. But I think you've just got to believe in your own opinions, really. Mr. Tango beat to make me down. I think Van der Beek's played well. "3-2 to Solihull Moors," Mark, says Taylor. Taylor, thanks for the update, mate. Burnley, I mean, yeah, Burnley. Never write off Burnley. I mean, I don't need to speak. Let me speak. Never fucking write off Burnley. I've got a bit of scouse going on now. Never write off Burnley. Never write off Sean Dyche. At the end of the day, I am the GOAT. And I could fucking Rooney. You could start me off with 0 points and 37 games played, 40 points behind with 1 game to play, and I'll still keep us up. I'm that good. But Sean, you can only get 3 points. Shut up! I'm invincible. I'm Sean Dyche. I'll keep Burnley up whilst building a wall. I'll keep Burnley up whilst doing an exam. I'll keep Burnley up whilst performing heart surgery. I'll keep Burnley up whilst I'm doing anything, because I'm better than everybody at everything. And that's me, Sean Dyche. I'm brilliant. I can sell wood and find somebody else. I'm brilliant. I'll do anything. There's nothing you can stop me from doing. That's Sean Dyche for you. He's unbelievable. He's unbelievable. But on a serious note, I wouldn't be surprised if they did stay up. Solihull Moors are 3-2 up. Sean Dyche, you've really hurt my stitches. Well, why have you got stitches, Goldbridge? Snitchers get stitches. I'm moving, I'm coming, can you hear? So, 1-0 to Arsenal. 0-0 with Villa and Watford. 2-0 to Burnley against Brighton. 0-0 between Crystal Palace and Chelsea. 1-0 to Norwich at Anfield. 1-0 to Southampton against Everton. And the lunchtime game was 1-1 between West Ham and Newcastle. Exciting. It's exciting. Mark, you've made my 5-month-old smile with your Liverpool accent. We're Jamaican, says Stenko. Well, that's what I'm here to do. Smith Rowe, 65% said they would call him up for the England squad. Southampton probably just edged it for me. They've had the better chances. Harika says, could Arsenal and United get top 4? Nah. No. Chelsea aren't going to drop out the top 4. Not as far as I'm concerned. For what it's worth. I just don't see it. Just had a message from Jamie Ward on Twitter. He says Lukaku had 2 touches for Chelsea in the first half, and one of those was to kick off. Unbelievable. If that is true, that is unbelievable. Southampton are all over Everton at the moment. Smith Rowe scored for Arsenal RKZ. 50 subscribers away from 617,000. Get involved in That's Football. Everybody's welcome on the channel, as you know. Villa have gone 1-0 up, apparently. I will confirm that for you. Let me just check. I've got to go to the right page. Aston Villa. I'm not getting a goal for Aston Villa. It's 1-1 in the Liverpool game, Mane. We haven't got a Villa goal, but we have got a Spurs. We haven't got a Spurs goal. Anybody confirm anything about Villa? Tentative, but I think we've got a Mane goal. I think we've got a Mane. Let's go live to Anfield and Mane, Sadio Mane, Salah assist. Sadio Mane has scored for Liverpool. He's onside. Oh, you call it an overhead kick. He's on the 6-yard box. He could have headed it. He's showing off. Zayn Miasi is hi, says hi. Where's Joe? Where's Joe in the chat talking about Norwich? Where's Joe? Get back on the chat, Joe. Where are you now, Joe? Sit down, Joe. Taking the piss out of Liverpool, Joe. Where are you, Joe? It's 1-1. Sadio Mane, Joe. Stick that in your fucking cereal, Joe. It's 1-1 and we're going to win this now. We're going to go and win this now. We're going to win this now. You know, that's what we're going to do, Joe. We're going to win this now. We're going to win this, and then we're going to go and win the Premier League, Joe. And then we're going to win the Champions League, Joe. And then I'm still going to take the piss out of you, Joe. So stay out of it, Joe. It's got nothing to do with you, Joe. 1-1. Joe, it's 1-1. It is 1-1. I think Norwich will... It would have been a miracle for Norwich to win this game. A miracle, I tell you. It would have been a miracle. Arsenal cruising at moments. Brentford have done sod all. Southampton are dominating Everton and they're 1-0 up. Somebody just said it's 2-0 to Liverpool. It is, I think. Let me just check. I think it is. A lot of people are saying it is. I think it might be. They've turned it around very quickly. I think it's Salah. It's Mo Salah. It is Mo Salah. It's 2-1. 2-1 Liverpool. They've turned it around so fast. And gone in 60 seconds, Norwich. Your lead's gone in 60 seconds, Norwich. It's 2-1 Liverpool. And I'm live joining the chat, basically. Scooby-Doo. It's 2-1 to Liverpool. And any excitement that you might have had that they were going to keep this going. I mean, it comes from a massive kick by Alisson. Yeah, it's fantastic what Salah does. You know, he gets it on the edge of the box, takes his time, and then just finds it into the bottom corner. So it's 2-1. But like I say, Brentford have done sod all. Burnley are winning 2-0. Villa haven't scored. It's 0-0 with Villa and Watford. And Crystal Palace and Chelsea 0-0 as well. Awful defending by Norwich, but they are awful. Awful, awful, awful. Incredible assist by Alisson, says IC. Yeah, but you know what? They'll have worked on that on the training grounds. It's a brilliant assist by Alisson, but when you've got Salah and Mane, that big kick is on if you've got space in behind because they're so fast and they've got such good control. So, Man City. I don't know why. Andre Gomez has been, I think, has just been booked for Everton. I don't know why he's brought him on. He's crap. That's what Raz has just said as well. You know, he's completely, the midfield has completely gone to pot since he's come on. Alan and Van der Beek were doing really well. I don't know, has he got Decore on the bench? Why would he not just bring Decore on? No, he hasn't got Decore on the bench. Yeah, Andre Gomez. John's still divorced, Logan, yeah. She ain't never coming back. Decore's injured, says Curry. Yeah, Andre Gomez is playing shit, basically. But yeah, look, while it's only 1-0, Arsenal might mess it up, but Brentford have shown next to nothing. Slow Sports News from Gwen and Courtney. 2-1 to Liverpool. Slow Sports News, Yellow Tie, Audi driver, Crunchy Nut Cornflakes, and Gwen and Courtney are telling us it's 2-1 to Liverpool. 2-1, Scooby-Doo. 2-1, Liverpool. Yeah, Slow Sports News there. 1-1 Brentford, says Ollie. No, it's not. They'd have to be attacking to make it 1-1, mate. I think it's 3-0 to Burnley, though. Oh, I tell you what, we're getting all the goals in the second half now. I think it is 3-0 to Burnley. I'm just going to get it confirmed. Let's have a see. It could be 3-0. I reckon it might be. I don't think the chat would say 3-0 in such unity if it wasn't. They are celebrating at Burnley. It is 3-0 to Burnley. It's a Deitch masterclass. I told you, Goldbridge, I can do anything. Anything. Potter. I could do Potter, Conte, Arteta, and Ranić all at the same time. 11 against 44. I'll beat them all. Aaron Lennon, good goal as well. Aaron Lennon. 3-0 to Burnley. 3-0. Burnley 3-0 up. You'd never have called this. After an hour. Yeah, no one was calling that. Nobody was calling that. I mean, it makes me worry a little bit from a United point of view because we were like, oh yeah, Brighton are a really good team. You know, it's a really good result for United. We got played off the park in the first half and then we got a lucky goal and then they had a man sent off. But it's a good result because Brighton are really good. And then what does the Brighton do? The next game get smashed out of the park by Burnley. I told you, Goldbridge. I'm brilliant. I'm better than everybody at everything. Everything. Well, he's better than everybody today. He's 3-0 up and the relegation fight may be about to kick on. Mark, I'm not saying we will finish above them, but as results stand, Arsenal would be drawing on points with Chelsea, says Pedro Navas. What? I don't even know what that means, Pedro. As results stand, Arsenal would be drawing on points with Chelsea. No, they wouldn't. What? I don't know whether I'm missing the obvious here, but Arsenal have got 42 points and Chelsea have got 48 points. I think you're talking about if you win your games in hand. Yeah. It's a big if. It's a big if. I've got some early sports news here from Ollie Penner. 1-0 to Spurs. I don't know how they've done that, Ollie. Oh, I don't know where I'm going, Ollie, as well. I think I've gone a little bit down south there, you know, a bit of Glamorgan. You're a little bit Welsh, you know. 1-0 there. I think I better dance now. Spurs 1-0 up. They're not. They've not kicked off yet. Ian, right. Fast sports news, says Mookie. Please subscribe, by the way. There's still about 20 minutes to go in all these 3 o'clock games. Liverpool have ridden the shock goal of Norwich. They're now 2-1 up. Arsenal still beating Brentford 1-0. Burnley dominating Brighton. It's 3-0. And Southampton 1-0 up against Everton. They've took control of the second half, to be fair. We are 20 subscribers away from 617,000, so please subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner, everybody. I'm Paul McCartney. Please subscribe. Yeah, come on. Let's do it. Come on, Paul McCartney. Yeah, come on. How are Brighton losing at home, says DVK? We just don't know, mate. We just don't know. But they are. They are. Oh, Lordy. Oh, laddie. Oh. Everton are getting absolutely pummeled by Southampton, by the way. If you're an Everton fan and you're hoping to come back, it's not going to happen, I don't think. Yeah, you played well in the first half, but second half, Southampton have dominated you. Do I think Forest deserves to be in the Prem? Says Owen Graphics. I think the Championship is very difficult to read, to be honest, and I think you deserve to be where you are in the Championship. It's not 1-0 to Palace, by the way. If some people are getting excited, it's not. Scooby-Doo, says Logan Paul. It's not 1-0 to Palace. It's not 1-0 to Chelsea. It's 0-0 in that game. I've got live score up on the top. Tariq says Everton could get relegated. I think they'll be too good to get relegated, but they're certainly down there at the moment. Van der Beek performance, says Zodiac. I think he's done well. I mean, Mike was saying he's had a stinker. He played really well in the first half, but I think that since Alan's come off, it's not been such a good performance, to be fair. I agree with King. I think Gomez has killed Van der Beek this half. I'm not doing lineups, Batman. Tell you what, get up in time and watch the show from the start when we do the lineups in the first 10 minutes. I'm not going through the lineups of every 3 o'clock game now, am I? Come on. It's just dead air. I think we've got a Chelsea goal. I'm just going to double check. I think we might have a Chelsea goal. Ziyech. Ronak says it's Ziyech. Let me just see if I can get it confirmed. Oh no, they're saying it's offside now. I think Lukaku's offside in the build-up, isn't he? Oh, Spurs, Man City. Yeah, Lukaku's offside in the build-up, I think. 0-0. So the ball gets slipped into Lukaku, who shoots. It then falls to Ziyech to tap it in, but Lukaku's offside in the build-up. Come on, Brentford, score. I don't know whether it's been given offside yet. Smith Rowe's coming off for Arsenal. Arsenal look set for top 4. I'm not sure about that. It's offside. It's been given offside. So no goal. No goal for Chelsea. Offside. Offside. 15 minutes to go. Predictions for the Leeds game, says Hyper. Yeah, United will win. United are going to win. Apparently, I'm just going to check this. It might be 4-0 to Burnley. And there's also talk of a Diaz goal for Liverpool. No, it won't be 4-0 to Burnley because that'll be disallowed for offside. But I'm getting a lot of updates here. It is 3-1 to Liverpool. Diaz has scored for Liverpool. Dinky little finish as well. Can he get some ketchup on that? That Diaz looks like a that Diaz. I'm gonna have to tweet this. This Diaz looks fucking brilliant. Well, it looks like he's going to be a hit. I mean, it's not a massive predictor to say that he's going to be a big hit, but Diaz get in, says Sir Lauren Vuitton. For me, it's more worrying. Apparently, let me just double check as well. Apparently, Watford have scored as well. It's not updated on my system yet. Dennis for Watford, apparently. But a lovely goal by Diaz for Liverpool. Little chip. It is 1-0 to Watford as well. It is 1-0. 1-0 to Watford. Dennis scores. Dennis the Menace, says Andrew. So, yeah, some shocking results today. Villa losing at home to Watford. Brighton losing at home to Burnley 3-0. This is what happens when teams are desperate to stay up, though, isn't it? Be a massive 3 points for Watford and Burnley. I mean, Norwich were winning 1-0 at one point as well. In relation to the Championship, Derby are drawing 0-0 with Peterborough if you're interested in Rooney keeping them up. I think both teams might be down to 10 men yet. Both teams have had red cards in that game. Luton are beating West Brom 1-0. Bristol are beating Middlesbrough 2-0. QPR are drawing with Hull. Down in League 2... Salford's game got called off. Arsenal have gone 2-0 up, by the way. Saka's just killed the game off there. And Solihull Moors are beating Chesterfield 3-2. And it is 2-0 to Arsenal. And it is Saka who makes it 2. Game over. Strong result for Arsenal, that. There's a bit of moaning about whether it should be called off. I don't know what they're trying to moan about. But... the finish by Saka is absolutely fantastic, by the way. Absolutely fantastic. In off the post as well. That finish, I tell you what. I'm going to give it a bit of love on Twitter. In off the post, my kind of finish. 2-0 to Arsenal. There was a bit of moaning about a foul in the build-up, but not for me. Not for me. Apparently it's 2-0 to Southampton now. If it is, it's been coming because Everton have been crap. (2-0 to Southampton). Lucky says that Arsenal games in hand are Spurs, Liverpool and Chelsea. Yeah, but it's not about your games in hand though, really, is it? I think people get lost in the games in hand and go, well, it doesn't matter because the games in hand are that. Man United have still got to play Man City. We've still got to play Liverpool. We've still got to go to Arsenal. We've still got to play Spurs. So I don't think I don't think Arsenal have got to play Man City or Chelsea twice. So yeah, their games in hand are technically against tough teams, but we've got to play those teams as well. So really it's going to come down to I think the game at the Emirates in April is going to be massive, to be fair. United just need to win their next 2 games. We need to beat Leeds and Watford. Oh, Arsenal don't have to play City at all. Well, there you go then. That's an advantage for them and a disadvantage for us. So that takes away one of the games in hand straight away. Here we go. Saka and Emile Smith-Rowe, says Sefa. I mean, look, that's nice. If you're an Arsenal fan, that is nice. You know, there's nothing better than, you know, most teams love it when they've got youth players coming through. And again, look, Arteta out. You know, these people who said Arteta out, not only has he bought well, he's also developing well as well, isn't he? Maybe Van der Beek is not a playmaker, says Stephen B. Harry. Van der Beek was playing well until the substitution of Alan, and then he's had to play with Gomez, who's crap, basically. Uh, 8 minutes to go in the Arsenal game, 2-0 up. Chelsea still 0-0 with Palace. Everton have had no shots on goal, says Morton. Liverpool are 3-1 up. 3-1 up. CRS says he's never watching an Everton game again. And Lukaku is awful, says Dr. Stephen Strange. And Odegaard had such an underrated performance, says Dev Singh. Yeah, I just want to have a quick look at Arsenal because I said even before today they are low. They probably are the favourites for top 4, but you wouldn't really want to be favourites at this stage when there's still 15 games to go. But the next few games for Arsenal. Let me just tell you what Arsenal's fixtures are. So we go to the table, go to Arsenal. Goals and fixtures. Why they? Oh, fuck off. Why won't it just give me Arsenal's fixtures? So they've got Wolves on Thursday. Then they've got Watford away. Then they've got Leicester at home, Liverpool, and then Villa away. That's a tough week for them. They've got 3 games in basically 6 days. Then they've got Palace away, Brighton at home, Southampton away, United at home. So there's a long way to go. You can't start saying top 4's sorted at this stage, but there's a long way to go. Watford, another penalty denied for Arsenal as well. Foul on Pepe, did look like a penalty to me. It did look like a penalty to me. VAR has been crap today, though. I thought Everton should have had a penalty in the first half of their game as well. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, you're very welcome. We are 10 subscribers away from 617,000, so bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. If Southampton can keep up their recent performance, they could very well be a contender for top 4 next season. Very entertaining football. They just don't have They don't have the depth or the money, Killen. I think Hasselhoff's a good coach. And I think that they do play good football. You're right, but they just haven't got the infrastructure that everybody else has got, like a Villa and everything like that. But Villa, I'm very surprised that Villa have lost at home to Watford today. I mean, their season's they're gonna be on the bench soon because they've got nothing to play for, have they, Villa? And it's a difficult thing for Gerrard. Chelsea goal was offside. It's still 0-0. Villa have had 1 shot on target, says Dr. Stephen. Could Everton go down? Well, nobody's ever too good to go down. And they'd only be 4 points off safety. But their next game is next Saturday against Man City. Everton play Man City next Saturday. And they've got Tottenham away, Wolves at home, Newcastle at home, Watford away. So, yeah, I mean, for Everton, I don't think they will go down. It's not impossible. I genuinely don't think they will. Zamiasi's happy, as he will be as an Arsenal fan. Villa have had 20 shots and 1 on target. Sorry, that's what Chris says there. Chelsea have scored, by the way. Chelsea have scored. Let me just double check. I think they've scored. Yeah, Ziyech. Ziyech for Chelsea. Late winner. Stevie G, new manager, bounces over, says Dev Singh. They'll need to build again in the summer, they will. Well, I predicted Arsenal would win. I predicted Chelsea would win. Probably a little bit later than I would have expected with Chelsea, but they've done what Chelsea do under Tuchel, really. They keep the clean sheet, and then there's always a chance of getting a goal. It's a lovely finish by Ziyech as well. The cross comes over to the back post and he just volleys it in quite low. But a horrible day for United, says ASG. Well, West Ham dropped points, but I don't really see West Ham as a threat for top 4. Chelsea, we're never catching Chelsea anyway. And, I mean, I just think it's between United and Arsenal for top 4. I think it's down to those two. I mean, unless Spurs, and they're not going to win today, but I just think it is. I think it is between West Ham and Arsenal and Man United for top 4. West Ham just I don't think they've got the ability to get to 65 points, and Spurs just are Spurs. And at some point, Arsenal might be Arsenal. So I wouldn't write United off for top 4, but I don't think we deserve it. I think it's fair to say we don't deserve it, but I'm looking forward to some drinks tonight and a nice meal. Apparently got a goal for Derby. Derby have scored a goal. That's a big, big goal if you want Derby to stay up. I mean, as a United fan, of course I do. You want Rooney to do well, and he's had a really difficult hand dealt to him. And Derby, right at the end, we're hearing, although I'm not 100% sure if it has happened, Derby up against Peterborough, really, in the race to get out the bottom 3. Massive goal for Derby. They're climbing back. Gerrard needs to go. He's made us worse than Smith did, the Scouse Melon, says Henry Arnold. Okay. Not so sure about that, but there you go. United stand at 8 o'clock, Michael. Yes. Dimitri says that Alisson has got more assists than United's midfield. Next watch along on this channel is I'm obviously doing Man United against Leeds tomorrow. I don't know what the week ahead is. I know I'm doing. Well, I'm not doing Wolves Leicester tomorrow. That can get in the bin, and won't do one Monday. Chelsea versus Lille on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock is the next watch along on here, and I'm also doing Arsenal against Wolves on Thursday night as well. So that's how we're shaping up going into the week fixtures. Obviously, we do Chelsea Liverpool in the Carabao Cup next Sunday as well. I'm not doing City versus Spurs. No. I don't know why are so. I mean, I don't mean this in an offensive way, but do people not have things to do on a Saturday night? Like, why would you want to watch City play Spurs? Have you watched Spurs in their last 3 games? They're shite. Have you watched City in their last few games? They're dominant. I think it was one of the most boring games to watch ever. I would go and do something I didn't want to do, like, as I said, clear the garage out or paint the fence in the rain. I watch the games I want to watch, and I do not want to watch City versus Spurs. So if you want to watch it, good luck. I think it's going to be shit. Southampton beat Everton 2-0. That game is over. I don't think we've got any good. I just want to give a big shout out to Burnley, by the way. What a result for Burnley today. 3-0 against a good Brighton side. I never would have saw that coming. So massive shout out to Burnley for that win today. Derby have got a late goal. They are 1-0 up against Peterborough. That's a big 3 points for them in the Championship. Derby County 1-0 up against Peterborough, and it puts them above Peterborough on goal difference. 5 points from safety because Reading have won. Unfortunately for Derby, there's only really Reading they can catch. But they have got 14 games to do it. They could well do it. 5 points off Reading, third from bottom. Obviously, they've had a lot of points deducted, and they're doing reasonably well, old Derby. And Arsenal have won as well, 2-0. So a roundup of the scores. They're checking for a disallowed goal here in the Arsenal game. Liverpool big win. I thought they'd actually ended the game, but they haven't ended the game. Brentford have scored a goal, but it will be ruled out for offside. So Arsenal 2-0 against Brentford. Watford 1-0 up against Villa. Burnley have beaten Brighton 3-0. Chelsea have beaten Crystal Palace 1-0. Liverpool have beaten Norwich 3-1. And Southampton have beaten Everton 2-0. So that is your run through of the scores. And as we know already, Villa have lost as well. 1-0 to Villa, 1-0 to Watford there. Makes it congested at the bottom. You know, I think Newcastle would have been looking at that league table thinking, oh, we're doing really well now. But you look at the bottom now. Norwich are bottom with 17. Burnley are joint bottom with 17. Watford have 18. You've then got Newcastle on 22. And you've got Everton on 22. Leeds on 23. Brentford on 24. Brentford have lost their last 4 games in a row. And I believe Brentford's next game is Newcastle at Griffin Park. And then they've got Norwich. And then they've got Burnley. So Brentford's next 3 games, if they were to lose all 3, they'd be in the shit. If they win 2 out of 3, they probably make themselves virtually safe. So Brentford, next 3 games, season definers. It is 2-1 to Brentford. They have got a goal, but the final whistle has gone. Not disallowed. It looked like it was offside to me, but not disallowed. But it is a win for Arsenal. They win 2-1. And they move on. They move on. So all the results are in. 8 PM show tonight, yes. All the no clean sheets. Hardly any clean sheets in the Premier League today. But I tell you what, I've thoroughly enjoyed the show. I hope you have as well. And we will be on the United Stand at 8 o'clock tonight. And I've really enjoyed it. So make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Lots more of these to come. And I will speak to you all soon. I am not doing a City watch along. I know you're trying to wind me up. I think you're a twat if you're doing this. If you're watching Man City play Spurs, you're either a City fan or a Spurs fan. Crap, boring game where City will win 3-0. Tweet me later. Thanks for watching. Take care. Really enjoyed it, and I hope you.